In the former video, you saw that human DNA and modern human DNA and Denisovan and Neanderthal DNA are the same DNA. The difference is in the methylations. You also saw that there was admixture 40,000 or more years ago, this between humans, modern humans, because it's the same. Humans and modern humans, early modern humans, EMH, and humans are the same, and also the same as Denisovan, because only the methylation is different, so it can be detected. So in the ancient DNA found in South America, the Denisovan DNA and Neanderthal DNA was detected. So modern humans have been present in the Americas for 40,000 years or more. Also South America has a high frequency of Neanderthal and Denisovan DNA. Neanderthal and Denisovan DNA are of the haplotype B006. Haplotype is a whole genome classification. So it's a whole genome classification, and this map shows the distribution of the haplotypes, including B006 of the Denisovan and Neanderthals over the world, this across or rather on top of the currents. For instance, B006 crosses from the Americas to Europe, and B004 crosses from South America to Australia, etc. And here, this is also the haplotypes. You see that B006, I hope it's not too small, is dominant in the Americas. You also see this here. This is haplotype B006, which is the haplotype of the Denisovan and the Neanderthal. You see it has higher frequencies in South America, Central America and parts of North America, next in India and in, let's say, north of Europe, a little bit in the north of Africa, but not at all in sub-Saharan Africa. So you know that the DNA that is here does not come from Africa. So the next step for us is, modern Europeans and modern Western Eurasians are 60% R1b and R1a, and ancient DNA research of the geneticist David Reich proves that this R1b arrived in Europe 4,500 years ago. This specific R1b arrived in Europe 4,500 years ago. R1b is the descendant of R1. This specific R1b arrived in Europe 4,500 years ago. R1b is the descendant of R1. The only R1 here, and especially in the course of a current of Aegea, is in North America, and in South America, and in Central America. So, it is the prehistoric R1 that around 4,500 years ago migrated to Western Europe and Western Eurasia and turned over the native Europeans present at that time. So you see there's a migration of humans from here to here, and the replacement takes place here. They migrate successfully and they turn over. They replace all natives present in Western Europe and Western Eurasia. And since you know they come from North and possibly partially from South and Central America, you know they have high frequency or high fraction of Neanderthal-like DNA, even Denisovan-like DNA. So this migration brings in fact humans with the Neanderthal and the Denisovan DNA in their genome. So, and here you also see that B006 is the first hybrid. Because this is a temporal line. So, first B006, but you see it doesn't come from Africa nor from Indonesia, nor from Asia, nor from Europe. It comes dominantly from the Americas. In this figure you see something similar. This is Denisovan. Let's go to Neanderthal. It's present in the Americas. And it's even more present in the east of the Wallace Line. This is Indonesia and Australia. Oceania and highest frequency here. We explained that in another video. Why this is so, why here Neanderthal frequency is higher than in the Americas, at least so in certain spots, in certain populations. And it's very low in Africa. It's absent in Africa. So Europeans are R1b dominantly, also some R1a, but dominantly R1b. This particular R1b with this particular mutation. And they cannot come from Africa because there is no parent. There is no cradle, because the cradle of R1b and of R1a is R1, and there is no R1. There's only R1b, which is a descendant, and it's even a different descendant. It has a different mutation than the mutation that characterizes the Europeans. The only R1 especially in reach that can be carried by the gyres and currents is here, and we know that this one carries Neanderthal DNA. So the Neanderthal fraction of 2% in Europeans and other modern humans comes from North America, Central America, and South America. Most probably this R1b with its Neanderthal fraction comes from North America. This R1b with this particular specific mutation in Africa most probably comes from this current, because this is a current and a gyre. This is a gyre, and it consists of two currents. This is a gyre and it consists of two currents. One current, two currents, gyre. So none of these modern humans comes from Africa. These modern humans come from North America and these modern humans come from South America, and so forth. In the East, it is different. In order to explain what happens in the East, we have to go to the other haplogroups, because for instance in China, Southeast Asia, haplogroup O is dominant. So we have to do the same thing as we did here. You have to do that but in another world map. The world map that shows the second most dominant haplogroup in the world, which is HP group O. The first dominant HP group in the world is HPR. And HPR. The first existent parent is R1 and all the rest are descendants because you have R1 plus B, R1 plus A, R1 plus B, and so on. India is also a special case, or at least this southern part of India is a special case. And what we see in Australia is not very significant.